Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I'm not late. You're late by like 10 hours. No. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome to the dungeon. I am Slime Sewell. Today we're going to do some book club reading in a couple of minutes. Before we do that though, how are you guys doing? What's up? How was your day? Hopefully you guys aren't as like EP ridden as I am right now. I got like a good like 10 hours of sleep today, so like that's cool. But also I missed the schedule just a little bit, just a little bit. Mm. Went to work last night. Didn't sleep all you straight into the night, so I stayed up all night as well. That was a bad thing on my end, but like that's fine. But no, yeah. How you guys doing? A little bit, yeah, just a little bit. Hey, it's for me. That's actually really good. I haven't been able to like sleep that long in a while. So like that to me that's a win. I'm still feeling I'm probably like overslept. So like I have that oversleep feeling or whatever it's called. So I'm still feeling sleepy. Fun fact. And like people came over. I was supposed to be up for that, but I wasn't. I was sleeping. And like now my brain's trying to deal with that now. But we're fine. We're fine. But yeah, how you guys doing? Are you guys ready to read some Dagon tonight or listen to your favorite slime audiobook? Thinking back for streamathon? Nice. Sounds like a good time. Ah, you're saying that I missed some more. I missed more things. God damn it! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. I have not been following the pumpkin. I have not been following the pumpkin. This is bad news. I finally done it. I'm now stalking you. Also, good luck on your lurk, Yamper. Good luck. Mm. Mm. But no, welcome in. We'll be doing some book clubs. We're doing some. We're gonna force the goblins to learn a little bit, to read a little bit, even if they're just listening to my succulent voice in horrible side English. Mm. Mm. So now you got. I know that's what you guys love. With some drinky poo. I got myself some chalky milk as well. That's actually just almond silk chocolate milk, whatever. But I love that shit. I love that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone can go get their like the chocolate milk from the thing, but I will grab myself that almond stuff because that stuff is. I will die for it. I will actually die for it. We got 18 plus. Oh god. I mean, like if it's with people you trust. Oh yeah. Nice. And it's just a card game. It's just a game. It's fun. It's just a game. It's just Jackbox. It's fun. But it seems like you had fun though. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, Jackbox. Yeah. But which one though? Jackbox the fifth, the seventh? Huh? No. It's Jackbox. Hmm. I'm still waking up. Still vibing. Didn't do my stretches yet, but I'm sure you'll will make me do that later. It's fine. Mm. I should definitely drink something of liquidy that isn't coffee because I'll be talking a lot in a few moments. Eh. Damn it. Do not let the goblins deceive you. I can open up like cap bottle thingies very easily. I can. It didn't just take me like 3 minutes to do that. It didn't. Also, good news. Before like after I finished work, I went to the grocery store as well. I got myself some groceries, whatever kind of stuff and whatnot. Yay me! But I got an extra chocolate bar because I was one of the first few people there. That actually made me a little bit happy because it was an Aero bar. Nice. Oh, if you ask like 7-year-old me, yes, but no, I was just surprised. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're just giving it to you." He's like, "Oh, are you sure? Cool, thanks." But no, no. What made it bad was because like a couple days ago, I already gave I gave like $2 to the donation thing, right? I've already did the thing. I did the thing of the week. My little happy little thing. Here's whatnot. Am poor. Did the thing. But I walked up, dropped my things down. She asked the question again. I said, "No, I've already done the thing." And then she says, "Okay, here's a chocolate bar." My brain's like, did my bad deed go for a good deed for a minute there? Huh? I was like, "I've already done this. You're making me feel bad for giving me this chocolate bar. I'll take the chocolate bar still, though." This was around survived. The internet, nice, nice. Good job surviving. Good job surviving. What is that 10K? What is that? I forget. I was just looking at them. I know I closed them for now. I've closed a bunch of them for now. For like obvious reasons. For Sprite E. Okay, okay. I'll keep that noted then. I'll keep that I'll keep that in my brain. Mm. But like, she made me feel so bad for giving me the free chocolate bar. I was like, uh. 700K, no. No. No need. No need. No. To earn it is to get it yourself. Is my way of life. And if Pilot redeems it, I will be giving Pilot a sprite that you want in just him. I'll be gifting it to just him. That will be the power that I yield. Whoever redeems it gets it. I know, I'm so evil. I'm so evil. Hmm. Hmm. I have loopholes to loophole. Okay. Are you guys ready to hear some delicious Dagon tonight? HP some HP Lovecraft. Remember, we're going in timeline. We're going in timeline. This week today it will be Dagon. Next week it will be the next one that's in the timeline of like date wise that he creates. Whichever one that one is. And it's only a good like 4 pages, but like that'd be pretty nice still. I've been wanting to like read Dagon for a little bit. I've been hearing like a lot of like, oh, it's the thing, it's the one. Maybe. Oh, you want some Goblin lore? No, this is some HP Lovecraftian lore. There. You guys create your own lore. I create the base for you. I gave you guys a skeleton to work off of, and like I wouldn't mind what kind of goblin like stories you guys make up, because that'd be cool. Yeah, no, like, yeah, you is the goblin. You are the lore. You're the thing that your ass cheeks are the ones that are clapping in the dungeon somewhere. Not mine. It's yours. And I'm the monster follow you from behind. You know, 100%. If you make goblin stories, drop it down on one. We have a book club spot as well, so yeah, you can throw it there completely, like 100%. Do it up. And if it's so good, I will canonize it. I will make a library area. And I will canon your story. I'll do it. I'll put it on the fridge for you. Came with a bracelet, but shame. Shame. But also, probably makes sense for whatever that bracelet is. Oh, ew. Ew. Rude. Also makes sense. Also makes sense. He destroyed that symbol. Like a lot of symbols were destroyed, and that's why a lot of people who go into Norse like mythology and whatnot, there are certain runes you do not touch, you don't look at, because a lot of people, if you use those symbols in IRL, people are gonna mistake it for Nazi stuff. Not gonna lie. And it's because they probably took a lot of things from those lists, like symbols and whatnot from there, and misused them. I ain't gonna lie, they don't know their history. People know base history because of school and whatnot, but they don't tell you the other history behind those things and whatnot. Because why would they? Also, I love history. I went like one class of history my whole entire life, and I loved it. So I'm down to hearing anything about history. Like screw it, I'm down. Can't even. No, no. Yeah, no. People are something else. You know, like 100%. Like bad people misuse actual like things and make it into a bad thing. They turn into a really bad thing. Where as a society makes things look bad. All right, all right, all right. I'm ready. My lips are puckered. I have licked my chalky milk. I am happy now. Yeah, no, like, like yes, bad, but also historically they made it worse. They made it worse. All right, all right. I'm gonna move the book to like middle screen for me right now. There we go. All right, time for Slam to read now on this definitely rainy night because I walked home in the rain today, and it like I had like I had like two cuts on my feet and like eh eh eh. Dagon, 1917. I'm writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug, which alone makes my life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the swallows straight below. Do not think of my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death. No book is on here. Oh no. Oh no, not the book. The book. Oh god. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to a German sea raider. The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation, so that our vessel was made legitimate prize, while we of her crew were treated all the fairness consideration due as a naval prisoner. So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape atone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good long length of time. When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings, never a competent navigator. I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing. And no island or coastline was in sight. Weather kept fair, and for unaccounted days, I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some inhabitable island. But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair my solitude upon heaving vastness of unbroken blue. The change happened while I slept. Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous. When at last I awaked, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be to be of wonder at some prodigious and unexpected transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished, for there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid in the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other less descriptible things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Oh, slime! Oh, slime! Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from the sky, which seemed for me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting in the inky marsh beneath my feet. As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions which for innumerable millions of years had laid hidden under unfathomable watery depths. So great was the extent of the new land which had arisen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean. Strain my ears as I might, nor were there any sea fowl to prey upon the dead things. That actually, like logically speaking, that's the most logical way you could think of this situation. Damn. Like the tectonic plates just going whoosh is more logical than what he's seeing. For several hours I sat thinking and brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved from the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue. On the third morning I found the soil dry to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil. And set out boldly for an unknown goal. All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert. That night, bad night, I encamped, and on the following day, still traveled toward the hummock. The hummock? Hummock? Is that like the line kind of thing on the distance? I think so. Though the object seemed scarcely near, and then when I first espied it. By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than had appeared from distance. An intervening valley set it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too wary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill. I know not why my dreams were so wild that night, but ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in the cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon, I saw how unwise I had been to travel it by day. Without the glare of the parting sun, my journey would have cost me less energy. Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence. I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me, but I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down, the side of the immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illume. I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into the unfathomable chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher into the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined. Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent. Whilst after a drop of a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual, urged on by the impulse, which I cannot definitely analyze. I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks, and stood on the gentler slope, gazing to the Stygian deeps, where no lights had not penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards away from me. An object that gleamed whitely in the pure bestowed rays of an ascending moon. That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself, but I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature. A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express, for despite its enormous magnitude and its position in the abyss, which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely. The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm, and revealed the fact that his far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, running out of the sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm of wavelets washed the base of the cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could not trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures. The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me, and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books, consisting of the most part of conventionalist aquatic symbols about as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things, which are unknown to the modern world, but whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did the most hold me spellbound. plainly visible on the intervening water on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of Dore. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men, though the creatures were strewn disporting like fishes in the water of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine, which appeared to be under the waves as well. Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint, grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Buller. They were damningly human and genuinely outlined, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide flabby lips, glassy bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of these creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, representing as but a little larger than himself. I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltown, or Neanderthal man, was born. Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into the past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. And suddenly I saw it. With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters, vast, polyhephamus-like, and loathsome. It darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith, about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms. The way it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds, I think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little. I believe I sang a great deal. I laughed oddly, and I was unable to sing. I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard peals of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods. When I came out of the shadows, I was in the San Francisco hospital, brought thither by the captain of the American ship, which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention of any land upheaval in the Pacific. My rescuers knew nothing, nor did deem it necessary to insist upon a thing, which I knew they could not believe. Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god. But soon perceiving that he had hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries. It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into the clutches as a hopeless slave. So now I am to end it all, having written a full account of the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow man. Often I have asked myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm, a mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape of the German man of war. This is, I ask myself, but ever does there cuts before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of a deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likeness on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows and to drag down in their reeking talons of the remnants of puny war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink, and the dark ocean floor shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium. The end is near. I hear a noise at the door, as some immense slippery body lumbering against it. It shall not find me. God, that hand. The window. And that is the end of Dagon. Oh, that was much easier to read. I'll not lie. I liked it. I like the story of deep sea mythos. That's pretty nice. What did you guys think of Dagon so far? Hmm? Hmm? You guys got any favorite parts? Dislikes? I enjoy the setting, honestly. Like where it's taking place, completely like I like the whole like deserty like air that just appeared. Dead things all around. Very nice. Very nice. But also, what's a hummock? I'm actually curious. What is a hummock? What is a hummock? Oh, okay. So it's like a bumpy looking area. Okay, all right. In geology, a hummock is a small knoll or mound. Okay, they're typically less than 15 meters in height. Okay, all right. But the way he went slowly mad, and the only point where he like learned that his craziness was there was seeing. I'm assuming the big creature is Dagon. So like when he saw that, he was like, oof, I'm going now, I'm leaving, I'm gone. But I I like that it was like happening like I think mid war. I think it was happening like mid war. I think yeah, because he was the Lord of Men of War left. Whoa. Like 100%, yeah. Hmm, hmm. But no, yeah. If anything, this will teach me how to read book good. But enjoy that he started as a captor, left, got a boat, escaped happily, like found land that he shouldn't have found. Went mad, found a big stone, was like, oh, this must be extremely old, predating the time of tectonic plates underwater area. Like that's pretty cool. I liked it. Imagine like a whole like new area just like spawns out of the ocean, and all it has on there is just dead creatures and like people just being like, that area's cursed. Don't go there. And he's just like, I'm going to the middle. I'm gonna find this monument. I'm gonna look at it. And he did. And he left. And like, yeah. Which one's next? Question mark. Let's see here. But yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on Dagon so far? And then plays buzz music. Kind of what happened, and he just bolted. He didn't fight Dagon. He left. He said, "Nah." He heard the music start up as the splish splash sounds behind him happened. Made in order. Is it bad that Google's giving me like different timelines of H.P. Lovecraft's books? Lovecraft books in order of made. I had it. Timeline order? Is that what I wanted to say? No. Hmm. You know what? I'll leave it. I'll leave it in your guys' hands. Which HP Lovecraft should we read next? Question mark. No, yeah, no, 100%. I think I'll leave it in your guys' hands. Which one should we read next? Next Friday. But no, do please give me your thoughts on Dagon though. Please do. I would very much to know what you guys thought. Was Dagon really there? Was it all a dream? Was he always on the boat this whole time? Do we think that the man that we were talking about was an actual anthropologist, or was he just some man that was on a boat that slowly survived war? I'm definitely not like just now turning on the redeems on. Definitely not doing that right now. Definitely couldn't be me. I don't know how much power you have, by the way. By the way, pilot. I don't know if you're able to turn redeems on or not. But if so, noted. I've already turned everything on. I've done the thing. I've pro MLG like we could scope that bad boy. All right, there we go. There we go. You turn them on. Okay, cool. You can only pause and pause. Okay. All right. Reading order. Is it the reading order that I want? No, it's not the reading order I want. How did I? What HP Lovecraft books created in order? Oh, he made a book before Beyond the Wall of Sleep. The Alchemist? No, no, no. I mean, like yes, but also memes, memes. Oh, oh. What's your type? Oh, that I have many types. Also, hmm. Pilot, is that you? If I start cooking something, is that you cooking? Is that you try to help cook? Oh, is this story you like? Okay. Then, because we definitely didn't pass it. Because we definitely didn't pass it. Oh, Charlie is the sorcerer. All right. All right. All right. Then got it down. Then got it down. The if I make anything, you're gonna be the cow. Unfortunately, and that gives off pilot vibes. That gives off that's your vibes. I know Neo sent it, but also that gives off pilot vibes. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie. But also, not gonna lie, if that's your vibe, nice, nice. Not gonna lie, I like it. Any thick, strong dummy mommies out there, got you're wanted and you're loved heavily. Mm, okay, all right. Since we're not doing book of the months, we'll be doing table. Just people. Well, I'll just put it in table talk then, just straight up. How about that? How about that? Mm, mm, mm. And I would give you so many pies, you would not believe it. If someone gave me the ingredients and allowed me to make pies, I would make them all, and then I would just like hand them over to you. Be like, eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them all. Show me who made good pies. Me, that's who. I mean, like, yeah, but also, okay. I learned something today. Before stream, I helped her. I was helping her put up a new shower head and whatnot. I learned that I may be shit at cooking, but also I'm great at tightening bolts and putting things together and putting a shower head. I'm pretty good at that. AKA, I learned that I have the best calisthenics in this house. AKA, my thummies. I'm doing great. Doing great things. And I wouldn't use the house thingy. I'd be cooking outside or at someone else's house. Go the old fashioned way. Make a little forge and just like bake bake bread, bake pie. Yeah, that was Dagon. Thank you for popping by for some book club. Let me know what y'all thought. And if you're on YouTube right now, let me know how you thought of it, or if you read it yourself already. Tell me your favorite part, your favorite line, maybe even. For me, for me my favorite part though, honestly, was like Dagon popping his head out of the water, being like, "I'm here, ooh, I'm spooping you. That's right, get back in your boat, leave. You saw something you shouldn't have seen. Get out, leave." But just him just popping his head out, being like, "Oh." I feel like he did a little of this thing. It's being like, "Oh, hey pal, go away. This is my home."